Welcome to the Word for Life podcast, a daily devotional covering the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
In Genesis chapter 34, we read about a great tragedy in the house of Jacob. After making peace with his brother Esau, Jacob had come to Canaan and he had camped opposite a city called Shechem. Then in Genesis chapter 34, verse 2, the son of the ruler, his name was also Shechem, he saw Jacob's daughter Dinah, took her and raped her. This was a devastating tragedy for Jacob and his family. Friends, even today in India, a girl or a woman is raped every day. This is one of the most heinous crimes that devastates a woman. And if this continues, this can ultimately destroy our society. Biblically speaking, human beings, both men and women, are made in the image of God, and therefore they deserve respect and honor. But tragically, powerful people like Shechem, the son of a ruler, continue to dishonor women simply because they are men with power. Now, in verse 5, when Jacob heard about this, he did nothing because Dinah's brothers had gone to the fields. And when her brothers returned and heard of it, they were furious. Meanwhile, Shechem, who had committed the crime, came to meet Jacob and his sons along with his father Hamor. And Shechem and his father asked Jacob's family to give Dinah in marriage to them. And they were willing to agree to any conditions that Jacob's family will want them to accept. And now, the brothers of Dinah acted deceitfully with Shechem and Hamor. They used the God-given rule of circumcision, which God had given as a covenant sign for Israelites, and they asked all the men of Shechem to get circumcised. All the men of Shechem agreed and got circumcised, thinking that they can get Dinah as the wife of Shechem, and also Jacob's family will live with them. But after they got circumcised, on the third day, Dinah's two brothers go into the city and kill all the men. And then all the other sons of Jacob go in and loot the entire city. Friends, you may have heard the phrases, might is right, tit for tat, fight to win. That is exactly what the sons of Jacob did. Yes, what Shechem did was ruthless, but the brothers also were ruthless. They not only killed the offender Shechem, but also all the men in the entire city. Those men had no direct involvement in the crime, but they were all killed. Now, after this happened, Jacob was scared of the consequences. Jacob was scared that all the Canaanites would now come against him and destroy him and repay him. In verse 30, Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have brought trouble on me by making me obnoxious to the Canaanites and Perizzites, the people living in this land. We are few in number, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I and my household will be destroyed." Probably Jacob wanted to settle the issue amicably. Perhaps he wanted to just take Dinah back and quietly leave the place. Surely Jacob did not want to escalate the issue. But the sons of Jacob opposed him. Verse 31, they replied, "Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?" In other words, they asked, Can we just leave this and go as if nothing happened? Friends, there are two sides to an argument, even in this. One person, like Jacob, says, "Be careful of the consequences, let us compromise and go." But people like the sons of Jacob say, "We want justice." Because for them, when injustice is done, if we just move away or just forgive and leave, people like Shechem might think that Jacob and his sons are weak. Forgiveness can become a cheap thing. Yes, Shechem cannot be simply let go. But at the same time, friends, we should be careful not to overreact in the name of justice. Somehow, we need to find the balance between asking for justice and letting things go. You see, if we emphasize too much on justice, we may overreact and do wrong things like the sons of Jacob. But if we emphasize on forgiving the accused, we should also know that sometimes forgiveness can be taken lightly and will not be valued. But, friends, we need to find some kind of balance between justice and forgiveness.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Word for Life podcast.